Hi everyone, Leanne here from Jaded Blossom, and I have another quick Christmas card to share with you today. Hey, so I'm using Jaded Blossom's Dainty Topper die, the Gnome Die's Baking Add Ons, along with Mrs. Claus Baking Co. stamp set. And I'm using Doodlebug's Gingerbread Kisses 6-inch pad, their matching odds and ends, and the 12-inch sticker sheet. Okay, so I went ahead and I cut out the oven mitts from that 6-inch Gingerbread Kisses pad from Doodlebug. And they got this great poinsettia pattern on them. And I'm just inking around the edges with Close to My Heart's white daisy ink. It's just a white pigment ink. So I cut a piece of paper, 1/8 of an inch smaller. So it's, I guess, 4 1/8. Because this card base is 4 1/4 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4 inches. So you have a 4 1/4 inch square card. And I'm just applying that paper layer that was cut from that same pad with my ATG tape. Now I'm taking this Dainty Topper die. Remember, these topper dies don't have to just be used for toppers. So there we go. I'm using it for a layer on my card, right? So I'm lining it up. It's just pattern paper from that same 6-inch pad from Doodlebug. And I'm taking the stamp set. That's that really cute stamp set from Jaded Blossom. What's it called? Mrs. Claus Cooking or Baking Co., something like that. So I'm going to stamp that in VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. Just a little sentiment from it. There we go. Cookies for you. So I'm using, like I said, my Misty and that VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink and stamping it a couple of times. On the inside, I'm going to add a sentiment from that same stamp set. There we go. And I'm just trying to decide where it's going to end up. Because I have a cute little piece of odds and ends from that Doodlebug Gingerbread Kisses matching line. So I wanted to use that. So I wanted to make sure there was room for that underneath it. So I'm just going to stamp my little sentiment. There we go. And it says, have a scrumptious holiday season, which I thought goes with the cookie theme. Now I'm going to add some cookie paper from that same 6-inch Gingerbread Kisses pad from Doodlebug. So it's just nice and easy stuff. Whoops, that is if I get it stuck down straight. There we go. And I believe that's just like a 1/2 inch little scrap that I have. But that's not going to matter because I'm going to be using a border sticker from the 12-inch, I guess there's a 12-inch sticker sheet that comes with the 12-inch paper line Gingerbread Kisses from Doodlebug. So I'm using that sticker border. Now I'm going to add on this adorable little piece of ephemera or die cut or whatever you want to call it from Doodlebug's Gingerbread Kisses. And I'm going to have it hanging over the edge, and I will trim off the overhang with a pair of scissors. And you saw I glued it down there. Now I'm pulling out my secure white jelly roll pen and a number 10, and I'll add a few little dots and highlights just for fun, because it really doesn't take any time at all to do that. And there we go. Now this is the layer that I'm going to cover up that little handle area with. There we go. And that's the layer that goes with the topper, right? So that's what you would cover it up with on the topper, but I'm covering it up using it as a little nest for my images. So I cut out my rolling pin from Nina Desert Storm, and then the little handles were cut from Paper Tray Pure Poppy. Then I've got the cookies cut out of Nina Desert Storm again. And I'm going to add little sprinkle paper that I cut out from that Gingerbread Kisses 6-inch pad. There we go. Actually, you know what? That's G-Mint Tyndalo cardstock and wood grain, but I'm using the opposite side. It's just a little bit darker of a craft. Now I'm adding it to this American Crafts little silver tray that I cut out with some Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. Now I'm going to pop up the little oven mitts as well in the upper right-hand corner, just for fun. Because, you know, different levels. Dimension is awesome. And then I will pop up this little rolling pin as well. So I'll just do a little bit of trimming and adding some dimensionals to that, which always just adds something, I find. And this is a really simple card. No gnomes on this card, but I'm using the the little gnome add-ons for this. So, you know, to me, that's like a perfect little, you know, situation there, right? There we go. So I'm adding on my little tray. Now I'm pulling out the shape sprinkles. Those are called gingerbread trimmings. And I'm going to add a few little hearts on this little background, because why not, right? There we go. So I'm adding on all of these little hearts. And I'm trying to decide what else I'm going to do. I kind of hoard shape sprinkles. I don't use all of them. I've got tons of them. I've kind of made a deal with myself that I'm going to start using these things. And I also have these hearts, and I'm sorry I don't have the name of them, but they're doodlebug hearts. They probably came with one of their lines. And I'm going to be adding 3 red ones to the background, 2 in the upper right, or 2 in the upper right, yeah, 1 in the lower left, or 2 in the upper left, 1 in the lower right. Oh, it's a long day. There we go. And then I decided I'm going to take 2 little hair bows from the Gnome Dies Hair Add Ons, just the bows. And those are cut out of pure poppy, and add them to the mitts, the oven mitts, just for fun. And there we go. So thank you so much for stopping by. Be sure to hop on over to the Jaded Blossom blog, be inspired by the team, the Jaded Blossom store, to get your hands on these amazing products. And thank you, as always, for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. Make sure you're a follower. Bye, everybody.